Hey everybody, wanted to jump on here because this week we've been talking a lot about what motivated us to get started with Plexus. Kind of heard Katie's story, and today I'm going to share a little bit about why I got started and kind of what made me finally say yes. So my story goes back a long time ago. Way before I even started Plexus. I have struggled with my weight for years. It is something that even as like a teenager, all the way back to like early teens, it's something that I struggled with. I had always been on the bigger side, and it was just something I was always kind of aware of. I was an athlete growing up, and so always kind of just like put it up like, oh, I'm athletic, I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that, whatever. But I also always struggled with my size compared to other people. I compared what I looked like, what the number on the scale said, all of those things. And one piece of my story was my addiction to the scale. I used to weigh myself over 3 times a day just to see where I was. I would weigh myself first thing in the morning, then I'd weigh myself like around lunchtime or right when I got home from work, and then I would weigh myself again before I went to bed. I did that every single day. But I remember back when I was in high school, going into my senior year, we always had to get a physical for sports. And I remember at my physical for my senior year, I weighed 161 pounds. And this memory has been engraved in my head forever. But I remember that number, and I told my mom, I will not turn in my sheet with that weight on there, so you need to change it. And so she actually took a white out to it and changed my weight and made me lower so that I could turn it in to my athletic director and coaches, because I didn't want them to know what I really weighed. And that is just the beginning of kind of where that struggle kind of in my life had set me up, because I made so much of my worth based on what that number said. Went on to college. I was a Division I softball player, played college softball for 4 years. That first couple years kind of struggled with just the freedom of making the right choices on what to eat. We were working out like crazy, but our lifting routine was the same actual lifting program that the football team had, and so I bulked up a lot. I put on a lot of extra weight. A lot of that was in muscle, but still, as somebody who was very addicted to what that scale said, I struggled a lot. And so that summer I came home after my sophomore year and dropped some weight pretty quickly. But I was doing Weight Watchers at the time. And at that point, kind of figured out the system of if I work out really hard and don't eat very much, I can lose weight pretty quick. And that worked for me for a little bit, but it was not sustainable. I would go to my Weight Watcher weigh-in days, and I wouldn't eat that entire day. And then that night after weigh-ins, I would have my cheat meal. And I would go through that cycle on and off through my adult life quite a bit. Move kind of forward a few years and graduated from college, started coaching, and just that lifestyle of being a college athlete, being a college coach. You're on the road a lot, you're eating out a lot. Just that nutrition piece wasn't there. I was always somebody who loved to work out, But the nutrition part was never there. That was always where I lacked. And so I really struggled with fueling my body the way that I needed to fuel it. Move on, even farther in life. I got married, started having kids. Before my wedding, I again had dropped about 40 to 45 pounds and was at about the weight where I was my senior year of high school. My goal was to weigh less than my husband at my wedding. My husband's kind of scrawny, but at my wedding, I weighed 165 pounds and felt amazing. But again, I had gone through that cycle of workout like crazy, not fueling my body correctly, and almost starving myself. Again, not sustainable. And so right after we got married, we got pregnant with our first child, and I was still coaching college softball at that time. So again, nutrition wasn't there. Went through 3 pregnancies in a 5-year time frame. And after my third baby, I was absolutely desperate. I had just started a new teaching job the year before, the year I had gotten pregnant with him. And we were driving about 45, 50 minutes to work every day. I was addicted to pop. I was drinking over 100 ounces of pop a day. I had a pop in my hand from the time I woke up until the time I went to bed. It was the only kind of drink that went into my mouth. I never had water. I never had anything like that. The only time I drank any kind of water was if it was really hot outside and I was coaching or working out, like doing something like that. Other than that, I didn't drink any water. Through my pregnancies, I had a really tough time with being sick. So I had to take a lot of medication for nausea, which in turn made me very constipated. So after having my 3 babies, I was going to the bathroom about once a week. And when I would go to the bathroom, I would have to sit on the toilet and hold the trash can because it would make me physically ill to go to the bathroom. And I just thought, you know what, if I could maybe lose some weight, everything else will just be okay. At that time, I was still addicted to what that scale said. I was still weighing myself all the time. Even through my pregnancies, I was very aware of what my weight was at, and just always struggled with that. And so when my little boy turned about a month old, I made that phone call. And I called Katie and I said, I don't know what you're doing. I've watched you for over a year. I don't know why you're selling weight loss supplements, but I'm desperate. I need something to help me. I'm desperate. I thought for sure that they wouldn't help me, that I would be getting my money back, and I would be just signing up, or I get my money back using the 60-day money back guarantee. So I didn't tell a single soul I was taking the products until about 2 weeks in. And about 2 weeks in, I was going to the bathroom every single day. I had the energy to keep up with my 3 little ones, plus I have a bonus daughter who lived with us at the time. And so I didn't need a nap anymore when I came home from school. I could come home, cook dinner, play with the kids, do all of those things that I wanted to do as a mom. I was no longer that mom that just had to sit on the sidelines and watch what my kids were doing. I could go out there and just be part of it. I could do all of the things that I wanted to do with them. And so that first month, I didn't lose any weight. I actually gained a little weight. And Katie, I remember her telling me, put this scale away. It doesn't matter. And a couple weeks in, I realized she was right. that the scale wasn't what was going to keep me with Plexus. It was the feeling that I had, the fact that I was going to the bathroom every single day, the fact that I had a newborn baby who he was sleeping through the night, but now I was also sleeping through the night. I was waking up refreshed. I didn't feel like I needed a nap through the day. I wasn't addicted to pop and sugary things. I was eating full meals. I was learning to fuel my body with what it needed. I was starting to drink water. Now I drink over 100 ounces of water a day. Now I can work out and feel good, and it's not a punishment to my body. It's something that I love to do for my mental and physical health. And so everybody's going to join you for a different reason. Everybody's going to have their own why. But everybody is going to find that these products work from the inside out, and they help with so many things that you didn't even know were an issue, that you didn't even know were something that it would fix. I just thought going to the bathroom once a week was something that was going to happen because I was getting older and I had 3 babies. I just wanted to lose some weight and have a little more energy. But what I found is my body was holding on to so much inflammation, was holding on to so much stuff, and I was just in a lot of unhealthy things in my life. My gut health was so bad. And so now today, 7.5 years later, I am in the best health that I've ever been in my entire life, even when I was a Division I athlete, because I am now fueling my body and giving it what it needs to perform at the level that it needs to do. So that is just a little bit about my why, and why I said yes to myself and to my health over 7 years ago.